what is going on today? So basically, I've bled all the brakes, all 4 of them. My brake pedal is going halfway, the car stops but not that much, then the pedal goes all the way down, kind of like a sponge, but there is force in there, and then it suddenly goes to the floor. Didn't solve the problem, so I believe we have a leak internally in the master cylinder, so we ordered the new part. So let's get into this video on how to bleed the master cylinder. We're gonna install it on the car, we're gonna bleed the brakes again, and I also did buy an extra bottle, so I want to just use it all, so there's fresh clean fluid running through all of them. So here's our new brake master cylinder. It looks the same, but as you notice, there's no bottle on it. So we're gonna have to pull this off first. And I know I will be introducing air into the brake system, but that's not a big deal because we're gonna bleed this and bleed the brakes. So let's get ahead pulling this off. So what we're gonna go ahead first, and we're just gonna unloosen this thing so we have some wiggle room, because that nut right there is this blocks it, so at least I can wiggle it around. We're gonna take off these lines. There is fluid in here, and it's obviously gonna leak, but I don't want it to leak on the floor, so I'm probably gonna connect my pump and drain it into a bucket. Okay, you guys, so we got our little rig here with the pump. We're gonna suck out all this fluid into the bottle. Please use a rag, you don't want this on your paint. Let's get pumping. This bottle was empty, and now look. So this is the fluid that came out of the reservoir. It's pretty disgusting. So we're gonna go ahead and drain some of it. We do want a little bit because we're gonna use it to bleed the brakes. We got the reservoir drained. We're gonna go ahead and put a rag right under there, because now we're gonna unloosen these, and then we're gonna pop the whole reservoir out the car. Got the brake master cylinder. Now we're just gonna have to figure out how to take this reservoir bottle and put it on the new one. All right, you guys, we installed the reservoir bottle on the new brake master cylinder. I did clean it up so that way it's easier to see the level. Looks new. We are gonna attempt to bench bleed this thing. I might hold it and just pump it for a couple minutes. Like I said, we're already gonna bleed the brakes, so we're gonna go ahead, pop these little protective caps out, insert our blue fittings. We did buy this universal master cylinder bleeding kit, so we're gonna go ahead, pop these in there, attach the hose, attach this little clip to the reservoir to hold the hoses so they don't fall off and make a mess. So let's get to it. We're gonna go ahead, top it off, pump it out, whatever air we can, and then we're good to go. Install it on the car, bleed the brakes, and everything's ready to go. There's fluid in the lines. There's no air bubbles. I've been pressing it in slowly, pumping it very slowly. And let's give it a test to show you guys. It's very hard to push, which is good. So there's very little air bubbles, like there was none when I just did that. So we're gonna go ahead, put it on the car. Oh, and I also forgot, on the one that was in the car had this special fitting on it. Do not forget to put it on the new one like I did. So I had to take it back off, put the fitting on, then put the hose in. And then this one didn't have one, so this one went in. So now we're at the point where we're gonna button this up, put this back together, top off the fluid a little bit high, because we're gonna begin to start bleeding the brakes. But I did feel the pedal, and it feels really sturdy, like strong. Before it would like just mush to the floor, and now it's like it stops, like you got to push down really hard. All right, you guys, so basically we put the reservoir back together. Everything is on, all lines are connected. We did plug in our sensor. We're gonna go ahead now, bleed the brakes. Oh my god, there's so much friggin' bloopers in this video. We're gonna go start off with the passenger rear. So we're gonna go ahead, jack it up, get this done quick. I'm tired. And then always make sure you keep your eye when you're flushing out the fluid that this is filled. So we're gonna go ahead and overfill it a little bit so that issue does not happen. Here's a quick view on where I'm jacking it up. There's a rail there right beside the tire, and then you put your jack stand on this pinch weld. So we're going from there. So let's go. Tools you'll be needing to take off the rim is a breaker bar, a torque wrench when you're tightening it back, and a 19 socket. So let's go ahead and remove this. So now you want to go ahead, locate your valve here, pop off that dust cap. It's not leaking, that's just the residue off my hands from previous work. So I'm gonna pop that off. Okay, then what you want to do is crack the bleeder valve and then put the hose in the bucket. Then you're gonna go in the car, slowly press the brakes, and we'll come back when that's done. All right, you can see how dirty that is, but there is clean fluid coming out now. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this one up. So yeah, I'm not gonna show doing the rest. It's pretty the same thing. So please like, comment, and subscribe. But when I'm done this, I will make a video of me test driving the car and showing how the brakes work, because before the car would barely stop. So let's give it a shot. All right, you guys, before when I did this, it would go to the floor. Look at that. It's not budging. So let's go ahead and start her up. Let's go ahead and take it for a little rip. Let's make sure my brakes are... Oh wow, it's actually a little bit better. The brakes better. It's not going all the way to the floor. Yeah, my brakes are good, guys.